Hi everybody, welcome to a lovely winter's day in Hume. We're at the Aquarius Centre today. As you can see behind me, our Opportunities colleagues are running a job club here in the Aquarius Centre today. Yesterday we opened another one of our community shops and we're going to go in there in a second, but we had 100 people yesterday welcoming that new enterprise in Hume. So join me and we'll go and visit the community grocers. Right folks, here we are in the community grocers. Some of the shelves are empty because there were so many people here yesterday that a lot of stuff has been bought up. But this is probably an example that in Aquarius, which was a community centre that was still owned by the Guinness Trust, wasn't used. We took over the lease of it and now transforming this not only today to the job club but the community shop, but a much wider use by the community. Really valuable addition to Hume. As you can see, part of the new offer we've got in the Aquarius Centre are these planting beds, and the idea of these is to complement the community shop by growing herbs, vegetables for local people to use. What Leslie Brereton would like is some volunteer help from you to help replace the weeds in these beds with real plants that people can use. So if you can spare some time, contact Leslie and offer some assistance of doing it. It's a great day today, so it'll be really good to do it, but it will be a quick job. The more people that do it, the quicker we'll get it done, and then we'll see things growing. March is a busy month. Yesterday we agreed at the board the simplification of the group. So while we've always been One Manchester the last few years, we are now legally One Manchester, and a lot of hard work has gone into making that work. So while you will not notice any different, a lot of our colleagues will not have to do 3 times the amount of work we currently do to make the group work. So we are One Manchester. During this month we are just finalising our strategic plan for next year. We've had a lot of discussion with the board about that, and an issue for next year really is looking at, we are now 4 years on since the merger. We need to look at all the achievements, which there are many, which we've done and continue to work on, but we need to refocus where we are going to make sure that we are still ahead of the game, still reaching all our potential, that we have got all our skills right, that we're investing in the right things. So this year is almost a bit of a look at what we're doing and what we can do better. So for example, I was with our Opportunities team the other day to look at our employment and skills offer and how we might refocus that over the coming year, and we spent a day with the staff going through that. This morning I was with the planners, their away day, and we were looking at the issues around the repair service for next year and how we continue to build on the improvement for next year, and to make sure that people working at the front line have got the resources and data they need to deliver a service which our customers value. March as well, we've got the budget. We are still in a position next year where we're making a 1% cut in our rents, the last year of the government line on that. It means that our budget for this year will be much the same as last year, and while we want to grow, we're taking some harder decisions about where we invest our money so that we're investing in the right opportunities and we are doing the right things. And the things that are driving that are our service offer to customers, getting the customer experience right, making sure we're efficient but we're also adding value. So we need to take a bit of time to make sure we're investing our money in the right place. Staff survey, which I mentioned last time, that is being sent out to everybody now, and it will be available on Workplace for you to look at the headline results on that. We're going to follow that up over the next month with some focus groups with a number of you, just to pick up some of the comments that you made so we can get a better insight into the improvements we can make over the next year. And I'd be grateful if you could help on that, because I think your insight would be valuable, and the more we have direct comments from you about how the way we improve, the way we all work together, increase one team, deal with some of the blockages that you pointed out to me, would be really valuable. And lastly, we also continue to get recognised for a lot of the work we're doing. We've been shortlisted for the UK Housing Awards for our work with homelessness. The growth team have just won an award with their work on the clockworks, the best public-private partnership with Galliford Try, which is, as you go past Moss Side, you see that appearing out the ground, and we'll be entering a series of awards, national awards, over the summer period. So good work for all those who've done it, and I hope that our recognition for what has been a really good work, good year of achievement continues to be there. The message for next year is, if we're going to stay ahead, we also need to refresh what we're doing and need to take a hard look at the things that we do well and the things we could do better, and some things we will need to change. We'll keep you in touch with that as we go along, and look forward to you next time. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Rob Collier from One Manchester, Head of Assets. I'm stood outside Meredith Court here just to give some details on the cladding works that are underway. The works was required following the Grenfell disaster to remove the combustible cladding, which was done quickly. This has been stripped and it's got some further remedial work to be done to fire barriers. It's why we're still on site. There's been some slight delays to this, and this is due to start the cladding replacement in March. It'll take approximately 16 weeks. It's one of the more difficult blocks to deal with because they've got to form the cladding around some of the balcony features, and we've also had to do some detailed upgrades to fire barriers to bring them up to current regulations. Following the Grenfell disaster, this was one of the blocks, as you can see, is in process. The total scheme's cost in the region of £7 million. The combustible cladding's been removed from this, but it's still to be refitted, which should commence in March this year. However, the early blocks that were completed with Thomas Court, Westcott Court, Ledburn Court and Hume Court were completed in early 2018. The cladding's been fully removed and replaced on those blocks. So these were the first blocks done following the Grenfell disaster and the requirement to remove flammable cladding. You see the grey panels on the single elevation were the first to get completed, and Hume Court was completed as part of the second phase of the work for this area. As I mentioned, we were one of the first trusts to undertake the work, and we've also been one of the first trusts to be successful in the funding application from Ministry of Communities, Homes and Local Government, and Homes England. And Homes England and government representatives are coming to visit the blocks in March to see the work that's been undertaken. The message is that we will, it is a priority for us to look after our tenants, and I think this demonstrates the reaction of One Manchester was a lot quicker than other places or other trusts throughout the country. We were one of the first to get the cladding stripped and replaced, and therefore, you know, it's not just that we had the wait for watch in place. We installed fire alarms when we didn't do. So it's not just a minimum measure. It was making sure our residents feel that they are safe and confident in their homes, and I think staff have got a positive message, and this demonstrates it, that they can take this to residents as consultation, and you know, any future issues that would arise, that One Manchester would have a positive, proactive approach.
Hi, I'm Anton, Social Investment Manager here at One Manchester. Just here to give a quick update really on the Catalyst Fund and some of the projects we've been supporting. So we've just made our second round of awards for the Catalyst Fund. So we've now supported 22 local businesses to help set up or expand or grow. So yeah, we're just across the road from Lovell House actually, in the Nyamos Centre, which is one of the 22 projects we've supported over the last couple of years. In this old theatre space actually, so a local group of people have come together to try and bring this back into use for a whole range of different purposes in the local community really. So they've been running activities, cultural music events, but there's a number of rooms behind me up here which they wanted to set up as health and wellbeing spaces, which they're going to use to sort of help run a whole range of different sort of alternative therapy and really low cost pay-as-you-feel wellbeing sessions, linking into local students who can provide low cost and free at the point of access psychotherapy services and so on. So a really good example of supporting a community business. It all helps go towards helping sustain the wider building, which already is being used for a whole range of different kind of cultural arts performances and theatre productions and community events and so on. Obviously there's lots of work still to do, so yeah, just one of many projects which we've been able to support with the Catalyst Fund. We're outside Hume Community Garden Centre, which I hope many of you are familiar with. If not, it's definitely worth coming to check out. So last year they got funding from us from the Catalyst Fund, and they've used that funding to build some of these polytunnels you see there, which created some new space for them. So they use that to grow microherbs, which have been able to sell to local restaurants, helping them diversify their income. So yeah, that's just a couple of examples of projects we've supported through the Catalyst Fund right on our doorstep. But like I say, there's 20 others across the One Manchester area. It's a really great initiative that enables us to support new businesses. So this year we've also supported a load of startup businesses, so some individuals who are looking to set up for the first time as well. So hopefully this time next year we'll have some new businesses we can come and talk to you about as well. So yeah, we will be running this again next year. So you know, if you do know anyone who wants a bit of extra help, who's got a good idea for a business that's going to benefit the local community or create local employment, just bear in mind that there are opportunities through One Manchester, both through our help and support service, but also through the Catalyst Fund as well. So yeah, if you want more information, you can look on our website. It's got some information about the projects we've funded, or you can just contact me. I'd be very happy to speak to you.
Hi, I'm Helen Curtin. I'm a Learning and Development Business Partner, sit within People Services. We have recently launched a new digital wellbeing programme, which is all part of our 1U wellbeing strategy. Everybody is welcome to take part in the campaign. You may have seen a lot of people walking around with these Wizzy Garmin watches. Andrew is one of the people who's taken part in the programme, and he's been getting really involved in the challenges so far. So I'll leave it up to him to tell you a little bit more about how it's benefiting him so far.
I think the idea is to get us healthier and more active. I mean, these devices sort of track your steps and like how many calories you burnt in the day. How, you know, if you want to, you can get it to track your sleep. I mean, I found it quite a sort of motivation, just sort of do a little bit more. It's also created, I think, a little bit of a buzz. Like, people that wear them have been sort of talking about it and sort of what they've logged on it, what they've noticed, that kind of thing. So that's been good. Also a bit of a motivation and created, I think, probably a little bit of feel good. I sort of have noticed as well that there's people who didn't do the initial survey and didn't get one of these. I think, like, if you are interested, don't worry. I think there's People Services assure me that in a few months' time there's going to be another rollout, and you'll get a chance to get one of these. Also, I think if you do have your own device, like an Apple Watch or something like that, you can take part as well. It links to an app from Garmin, and that tracks your daily activity. You can also download another app called Higher, which allows you to sort of track the stuff that's on your Garmin, but also log other things. So it gives you sort of hints on how to maybe sort of just improve your daily activity a little bit more, drink more water, have a healthy tea, and you can put these on the app and you get wellness points for this. As an organisation, we're trying to achieve 20,000 points, wellbeing points between us on Higher. I think that's over the next 6 or 7 weeks. Individually, we've got a target of 200 points. Obviously you can get more, and if you get 200 points, then you get entered into a prize draw. I'd say this has certainly improved my lifestyle in and out of work, and I think it is positive that One Manchester are investing in that, and I do think it's a really good initiative, and it certainly has created a bit of a buzz around sort of health and well-being and a bit of chat. So I think hopefully it will continue, and we just need to keep the momentum going, I guess. I'm looking forward to the next challenge that comes up. I'm looking forward to seeing how it works, and also for more people to get involved.